The crew of the great sailing ship, the Providence, set off on their adventure to explore new lands centuries ago, with an optimistic outlook. As they leave the safety of their home harbour, the sea steadily builds under the reign of a distant storm brewing in the south. With no sight of land in sight, the ship sails into dangerous and untamed waters. Wind and waves pick up, making navigation increasingly hard. One lookout spots a distant lighthouse, but quickly loses sight as the ship is engulfed by an unexpected gust of wind.
Despite their best efforts, the crew soon realize they must drop anchor and remain still until the storm passes.
Although some of the brave sailors wish to venture another course, the captain wisely decides to wait until calm arises. A night passes and luckily the storms cease. Although most of the crew is relieved, the lack of resources threaten the expedition's progress and morale is low. During this difficult time, the cook creatively organizes a meal with all the remaining provisions they have. The voyage continues, and despite the crew's apprehensive nature, everyone has high hopes for the journey ahead. Replenishing the supplies is top priority, and so one night the crew discovers an island near their route with vegetation thick with wild fruits and other edible goods. After stocking up on food, the expedition sails onward. Day by day, fog enshrouds the boat, and yet silently moving forward, land begins to appear in the distance. It is an exciting moment. The first sight of what could be a new continent? Almost defeated by the balmy heat and muggy air, the crew finally reaches land. Taking a moment to rest and re-energize, they head out cautiously on land to explore the area. As if written in the stars, they find bustling markets with fresh fish, delicious produce, and perfumed soaps.
The excitement of the discovery grows, and some of the bravest souls on board venture further into the unknown.
Suddenly, they hear a strange noise echoing through the trees.
As they approach, they are welcomed by a tribe of native, unfriendly locals.
Fear ripples through the group as the natives raise their weapons to prevent the group from pushing any further. Without the ability to communicate, the crew takes small steps backwards and allow for the exchange of small trinkets and other presents that ease the tension and eventually lead the way to truce. With newfound valor, the crew splits into smaller groups and continues to explore the new land. Until one day, a team of adventurers stumble upon remnants of an ancient civilization. When others nearby hear the news, endless possibilities arise among the crew, and stories about great kings and powerful cities tantalize their imaginations. Excitement joins desperation as time passes with no sign of other humans or life forms beyond what they've seen. Tortured by the mystery of where they've ended and frustrated by a language they don't understand, the crew carefully replans their course of action if the information they seek remains hidden. Little do they know, a giant mountain pass stands between them and their destination. Traveling up the steep terrain is an arduous task, and the already weakened condition of the crew worsens. By the time they reach the peak, the only thing preventing them from a catastrophic drop is fate.
Knowing at this point they're getting close to something important, the crew pushes on.
The further they go, however, the more danger awaits them. One day, a flock of enormous birds swoop down from the heavens and almost devour the crew, who quickly dives for cover. Remarkably, the birds prove docile after being charmed by the captain's flute. In celebration and appreciation of the local beauty, their level of courage rises, and they decide to climb, one by one, onto the birds' backs. Riding high northwest, the crew sees paths and trails they didn't notice before. Eventually, the birds fly back towards the ground, and the crew finds themselves in front of a majestic palace. Hexagonal walls with spiraling staircases lead towards 4 large towers stand guard surrounding the city at its center. Out of the vast expanse of land, a sort of grandeur peace exists. The crew, in awe, approaches what appears to be a large library and museum.
Upon entering, they discover ancient artifacts and scrolls filled with different tales.
Mesmerized, they spend hours learning the history of the palace and the secret tales it holds. Unbeknownst to the crew, the local people watched them with suspicion. During a late-night celebration, brave firefighters guard the entrance, while sneaks a few of their own in. When the guard turns, they gently move away into the darkness above. Seizing the opportunity, the crew immediately breaches the palace, exploring each passageway as they go. Everyone is filled with excitement and curiosity as they come closer to a solution they've been searching for, yet concerning warnings lurk behind every corner.
Blindly advancing forward, they sense a presence following them, watching.
Panic ensues when their guide, the legendary Quester, is suddenly incapacitated by a mysterious force. Surrounded by shadows and fleeting whispers, the unknown dangers close in as hope dwindles. Overcome with fear, the crew seeks shelter in an ancient chamber. Silver spiders crawl along the walls and crystal glass chandeliers light the room. On the far side of the chamber lay the answers the crew have anxiously been searching for. Ancient maps leading toward newfound glories and the secrets of new continents.